Good morning. Uh, how are you? I was going to do a crafty video for today. I tried it. I failed miserably. I need more practice. I wanted to use the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board for a bigger envelope than this will actually do. And I was having some difficulties. I did make a small one, but this bigger one, as you can see, I've got notches and chunks out of it and it doesn't quite fit properly. This is what I ended up with at the end of the last video. It's too big. It's not got the notches in the right place. I goofed something up. And I'm going to practice some more, and if I get there one day, you may see it, and you may not, because I may have gotten frustrated and decided to go purchase a bigger size envelope board. The envelope board works really cool for the right size. Let me see what I do with that one. This one came out really good. This was my practice one for a small one, and it came out really good. It's just that I did something incredibly not correct, and I was having issues. So I gave up. I did a second smaller one. The smaller ones work fine because they fit in the punch board, but those bigger ones just are too big. I have to try to guess as to how far out because it's way over here. The measurement goes too far off the board. I think that's my biggest problem. And I don't know, I didn't get the right website for the measurement because like even this one is too big. It's way, way too big. So it's not quite right, but it's good enough for what I was using it for. But I wanted to show you my cover that I crafted on the last video dried so nice. There it is. Zoom out. There it is. And I can put all of my tiles that I've created over the last, I don't know how long this is. This is a lot of tiles. Look at all those tiles. And I can just throw those in there, and then they are safe. They're not going to get all squished. They're not going to get all curled. Some of them you can see have curled up because of the way that I was just dropping them in a bucket over here on top of my desk. And so if I have them in a little folder, then they will stay better. I can tie this up, and I can, untie both ends and flop it all the way open like a book, or I can just leave it like that. There's the back side. There's the front side. And if you are interested in this one, go back to the video on March 25th. That's where I create this. It's in two parts. It's a longer video because it was a crafty kind of day. And yeah. So today we're going to draw. But now I can put that up here, and I have a safe place to put all of my drawings. Let's do something from Alina's deck. Why not? Because I didn't have a plan. So I'm going to take what's left out of Alina's deck. Each deck has 52 cards, and I am a little bit over halfway through the first deck. And we're just going to take one, and we're going to do that. And I think whatever this is, we are also going to combine it. I want to do two patterns in one. I'm going to combine it with, let's combine it with Bales. And I'm going to combine it with Bales as a, oh, they have a name for it. The community has a name for it. When you have a pattern and then you put another pattern on top, there's a name for it. I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to try that with doing a pattern with just a marker, like as the background. Let's do Bales. So let's do this size. Let's do one that's this size. Let's see what comes of it. You know what? I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do my bales first. Let's do that. And I'm going to do it in a orange on this paper. Ooh, you can't see that one. That's a little too light. Let's go for this sort of peachy red, or this pink. How about the pink? Let's see what the pink does. That's better. Don't remember what the name. Gosh, I'm gonna look it up. Hang on a second. Let me look it up. Where was it? It was in here. It was in groups. Experimenting. They call it the transcending technique, which is going back to an existing tile and adding another layer of tangles that you can see through the previous one. So, and I'm going to do it with two different colors so I can really see it. Okay. So, okay. And I think I'm going to do my bales on a curvy grid, I think. Because that's always fun to do. And bales is a simple, basic pattern. So what you do with bales, this is annoying. It's annoying when you can't post your lid. The cap doesn't fit on the end. Falls off. That's annoying. Anyway, bales is a simple rice-like shape. That's all it is. Simple, easy. And we'll just do this all over this tile. Could I have taken one of my other tiles that was already completed and add something to it? Absolutely, I could have. Probably was more time efficient, but it's all right. I'll just draw a new one. We're all good. So how is everyone? After my crafty day, like I said, I tried that envelope thing. I got frustrated. I stopped. I stopped filming for that day. And it's been a few days since I've been out here. My son came home last weekend. We celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary. And he purchased a new vehicle. And that, of course, took all stinking day. You can't, he's all, oh, that won't take that long. I know exactly what I want. Yeah, no. You know how that is. Once you've said you want to buy this car, it takes another like 2 hours for them to do paperwork. Ridiculous. And there's all the options, and do you want to finance, and how do you want to finance, and which APR do you want, and what do you want for your monthly payment? That's how they get you. They get you with the what do you want for your monthly payment, because then they can manipulate the loan. That's the predatory practice right there. But luckily, he qualified for a 0% financing. So they're not getting any interest out of him. So manipulating the length of the loan really didn't make any difference. So he does have a higher monthly payment because, they don't want to stretch out a 0% loan a long way to make you have a lower monthly payment. But they'd be happy to give you a 6 or 7 year loan, or 8 years, or whatever it was. It was a really long loan to make monthly payment down to like $300. They'd be happy to take your interest for longer. So you just have to be aware. But my God, cars are expensive. I told him, I says, you bought a car for about the same price that you bought a car, and back when we were purchasing this house, we could have purchased 1/3 of our house for the price of that car. Ridiculous. Now I know my house is worth more than that now, so that, it's not exactly equivalent, but still. I feel like this needs to have another one here. Like that, something like that. Okay, I feel like I want a dot or a spiral or something in the middle. Sometimes you do that when you make a Bales tile. The difference between Bales and Flower of Life is that you leave the grid. If you're going to do a Flower of Life, you do a pencil grid and just erase the grid. And then we'll see how we can incorporate whatever card I picked on top of this tile. Okay. You guys are going to want to know what kind of car my son got. He got a Ford, oops, I did that wrong. A Ford Escape plug-in hybrid. He doesn't want to go all electric because he travels too far to come home. And so that, yeah, he doesn't want to make his 4-hour commute an 11-hour commute by having to stop and charge for every 100 miles, 200 miles. But his office where he works has free charging. And so he's been charging his vehicle at work. And so far, except for weekends, he has not used any gas, which is awesome. All right. So here we go. Balun, which is, where's my pointy? Oh, I've moved everything because when I did all that crafting, I just pushed all my pens off to the side. Everything's a jumbled mess. Where is my pointy one so I can point without making a mess on the card? There it is. Okay. Let's zoom in here. So we're going to do a ribbon with a zigzag. And then in the zigzag, we're going to do arches like that. And then on the other side, we're going to do it again. Then we're going to aura that. And then you can do it in other shapes as well. So here she did a mandala where she made this shape and then did her arches. Oh, and she erased that zigzag. That was pencil. So it looks like that. That's cool. How do I want to do that over the top of this? I don't think I want to use this grid, obviously. Do I want to use her like eye shape on top of it? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So the middle of my page is here, my pencil. Oh, right about there. I ended up with that one just about in the middle of the page. That's good enough. Good enough for me. I'm going to make a circle right there. And then I'm going to make another circle out here. Oop, too big. Too big. Because this paper is not square. It's rectangular. Okay, so let's make it that big. Okay. Let's put we're just going to do it freehand. We'll just freehand it. All right, let's do, that's too big. That's my problem. Is this round in the middle is too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's go down to here. Okay. So we're going to do hard to do. It's hard to ignore the previous pattern. Definitely hard to do. Interesting that that's so hard to do. You'd think you could just draw right over the top, even with the simple like that, and it's just hard. It's hard to wrap your brain around it. Your brain wants to stop at each of those lines. That's going to be difficult. That is going to add a challenge. Okay, let's use a multi-liner, and we're going to go start and go here. Like a sunflower. Now that I have the black on there, that's easier for my brain. My brain was having a tough time with pencil and the pink. Can you see any of that? Or am I completely off screen? I'm completely off screen. I'm so sorry, folks. Okay. Let's try again. We're going to do this. That. Okay, and then we're going to do an aura here. I've gone quiet because it's got very difficult. When I'm thinking hard, I go quiet, as you should. So starting next week, my schedule is going to change for the month of April, and I'm going to have 2 videos a week instead of 3, because I'm going to be in Panama. I'm going to go to the Panama Canal and rather than taking 3 weeks off to be on vacation, I am going to record videos ahead of time, but I just don't have time to record 3 videos a week while I'm gone. So I'm going to just switch them up to 2 videos a week. I should have enough time to get that far ahead. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now in this, it's hard to see on this. Sorry about that. But in this, we're going to do kind of up on that line and then make a curve like that. And then on the other side, it goes the other way. Let's do them all going one way first. I think. Help my brain. That will help my brain. Okay, and then the other direction. Okay. And then actually, now that I look at it closer, these weren't supposed to touch, but that's okay. We're inspired by, we're not doing exactly, right? We are inspired by. And then we're going to do auras. Oh, I missed some. Why don't you guys yell at me? I missed some. I'm not finished. Hello? Tom, you're not finished. All right, so now we're going to aura these. I'm cold. It's not a very warm day. It was supposed to. I didn't know it was supposed to rain yesterday. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the weather. And it came down in buckets on about 5 o'clock. And I was at work and everybody's phones went off for the emergency broadcast. We had a flash flood, not watch, flash flood warning. That flash floods was imminent and everybody should just stay where they were. Don't go out and travel because it was chucking it down and there was water just everywhere. It came down really hard. Now we're going to aura the other side. And I think I'm going to color in between these shapes. I think. Make more black on here. I I need to make some parts of it really dark to offset the pink. Okay, and I want another orange here. So, and I think I'm just going to stripes here. Like this. My watch is telling me I need to walk. I've been sitting still too long. It's fine. Okay. Then I want to color in here. I think I want a bigger nib though, a little bit bigger. Let's go up to the 5. Yeah. That's what I was missing. I was missing some really dark spots. Yep, like that. Like that. What time is it? How long have I been drawing? Half hour. Okay. I have time. You guys like to fast forward through these parts where I'm just kind of coloring in? Absolutely feel free. Don't feel obligated to sit and watch. Let's see. What else? What else to talk about? Let's do a question from the box. I think I'm doing them this direction. I've forgotten which way is front and which way is back. Well, we'll pull this out. Okay. If a local restaurant called you looking for ideas, what kind of kid meals would you suggest they add? To be honest, I would suggest that they just add kid sized meals in the regular adult menu. I mean, the reason why kids have such issues, I think, sometimes with going out to restaurants is that the kid meals, the options are just awful. You know? But you wouldn't have to do anything special with your menu. Just make kid-sized portions. Because parents don't want to pay for this giant meal when their kid is only going to eat, maybe, depends on the kid, of course, when their child is only going to eat maybe half or less of the meal, probably even less, probably depending on what restaurant. Some restaurants give you so much food that lots of times I order off the kids meal menu because I just want a smaller portion, you know. And even then, many times I still end up taking food home because the portion size is just too big. I would rather spend less and get a reasonable sized portion. But, you know, if you're a let's say you're a barbecue place, you know, offer a kid-sized portion of brisket. Offer a kid-sized portion of beans and corn, you know? Whatever it is that's your jam, just offer a kid-sized portion. There's no need for a barbecue place to offer chicken nuggets and french fries, you know? Because you get tired, and I'm sure kids get tired too, of going out to a meal, and the parents have these really fun-looking dinners, and, you know, they're stuck with chicken nuggets and french fries. No wonder they don't eat. That's my rant of the day. I think I'm going to put something in here. Let's put a spiral that we absolutely fill in with black. Nope. This pen needs some more ink. It's starting to dry up on me. It's alright, I think I have more ink. That's the best part of these pens, is that you can just buy ink instead of buying a whole new pen. So instead of buying a new pen for $8 or $10, you just buy some ink for like $3. And you're not throwing pens away in the landfill. Okay, I want that, and then I want to color in the stripes. Like I said, I think this pen is about dried up. It feels dried up. I can do another pen. Let's do the 7. Oh, that's much better. You can tell when your pen's drying up. You can absolutely tell. But that's what I would suggest to restaurants. Just smaller sized portions. They really could just offer, instead of calling it kids' meals, they could offer light eaters portions for everyone. like when I order a burger at a restaurant, um, I always cut it in half and I always take home half because I can't eat like a quarter pound of beef at one time. That's just, or a third pound. Ugh, third pound burgers. They're really good. They're juicy, they're tasty, but I can't eat that much at once. So I always take home half my meal. But I would rather spend half the price and not have to worry about bringing home leftovers and just give me half a meal, you know? I know it's harder to do with burgers because you would have to then have special sized buns to have like a slider. But, just offer me a slider. Slider and half the fries, and I'd be happy. Maybe that's just not US culture. Everybody wants everything bigger and supersized. And like I said, I would rather spend $5 on a half-size burger than $10 on a full-size burger that I have to worry about leftovers and taking it home. That's just me. Maybe that's not you, but that's just me. We don't get out that often anyways because food has gotten so expensive when you eat out that I just as soon eat at home. Oh yeah, we have to eat something with potatoes today. We have potatoes that have to get cooked. What should we have to go with our potatoes? My husband was going to make something with potatoes the other night, but I was working nights like 3 days this week, so he was kind of on his own for dinner. He doesn't like to cook a whole big meal. He's just the only one. He likes to cook. He likes to cook for me, which is lovely. I appreciate it. I am spoiled. I know I am spoiled rotten. He doesn't like to cook big old meal just for himself. Once again, it's the portion size thing. Well, most of them my stripes match. There was one there that my stripe didn't match, but that's okay. You'll never notice if I didn't point it out. Yeah, there. Okay. I think we're done. Put a little shading on this one. We didn't shade the bales, which is fine. But let's put a little shading on that. Where'd my pencils go? There's a pencil. I'm just going to shade the tops of these. Shade the outside of this. tiny little bit of pencil on here. My pencils last like forever. I've had the same set of pencils for, I haven't bought pencils since I started my channel. So however long my channel is, 8 years, 7 years, whatever it is, I'm still using the same set of pencils. You don't use much pencil. And if I were to repurchase pencils, I think I would only buy open stock, and I would just buy a couple. I'd buy the 6B, and I would buy the 4B and the 2B. And that's all I would buy, just 3 pencils. I wouldn't buy a whole set again, because I don't use the H's, and the H's come in the set. Where's my blending stump? Gosh, I just made a mess out of my desk. Absolute disaster. Here we go. Blending stump. You know what? I might come and do a little highlight as well. Wasn't sure I was going to highlight, but I think I did want to highlight. Highlight my petal shape and these lumps. Yep. I think I'm gonna. Pencil is having a hard time on this particular paper. I don't know if it's the pink pen underneath or it's just this paper. Sometimes the paper is resistant. Okay. I do think I want the white. Do I want white? Yeah, I think I want white. Make sure it's drawing. Okay. There we go. That's good. Now, my camera might turn off on me because I'm now getting to the end of my camera's limit for a one take. So if I should suddenly disappear, I want to thank you guys for watching. I should be able to complete this before we're done, but you know what? Sometimes it just turns off on me. So, and then I have to remember to change batteries before I go on to the next drawing. This one took a while. Now, it wouldn't have taken as long if I had done over a pre-existing tile instead of taking the time to draw the bales. But that's okay. The white is definitely needed. Definitely needed. Okay, I'm good with that. That looks good. It needed that contrast. It really did. Let's sign it, and we're gonna go Bales and Balun. Okie dokie, guys. There we have it. You guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. I'm not going to take a long outro because I don't have time. My camera is going to turn off on me here momentarily. You guys have a blessed day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.